and
Well, I
something
mean,
for conversation elsewhere, right?
when you look at some of the content, all right, you said community.
Yeah.
The mass media is not interested in our community.
I know.
Okay, in the sense of that living, breathing thing where we interact and things can be great and things can be awful and everything like that.
Right.
People that are isolated within it. Okay,
Yep.
people that are struggling with things that are important based on being a part of that community. You know, mass media is not interested in that. They're interested in, you know, like that. And one of the things about the Haute Hijab blog is that you have content where it's just like it focuses on issues in a way from Muslim women's perspectives, okay, to a Muslim woman audience, a majority Muslim women audience, okay? And I think that that's important and that's significant. So it's not the gaze.
Yeah.
It is not the gaze of non-Muslims or, well, what is this? Okay, so like when I did the one on Ramadan and the isolation that I feel during Ramadan.
Yeah.
Okay. It wasn't oh, Muslim women feel isolated during Ramadan. Okay.
No.
Okay. Look at them, the poor Muslim women going through that.
Yeah.
You know, I had an opportunity to really just open up and share an experience. And the feedback that I got was amazing because it is a matter of I'm speaking to my community. I'm not on the outside just kind of looking in a lens, you know. I can tell the difference because I'm a researcher. So like I'm not on the outside looking in the lens. I'm very much coming from that perspective community. When I read articles, when I read the articles about what is going on and what it is that Muslim women are doing, that's what I get. I get, okay, so these are my people and they talking to me.
That's a big difference, actually. I'm glad you said that because there's a difference between who your audience is, you know, and that reflects in your coverage, and that's just how it is. And where I was before this, our audience was mainly non-Muslims, you know, and that's a whole other struggle to try to dive deep vertically into your faith, into the issues of your communities, and then also go in a horizontal direction and try to like talk about things and explain things in a way that those who are not Muslim will be able to understand and digest. And in that realm, you're still having to talk about things that you've talked about a million times and the whole busting stereotypes and all that stuff. But here I am now where I am coordinating coverage about Muslims, particularly Muslim women, and within that Muslim women who cover, but Muslim women, let's just leave it at that. And I'm doing this for Muslim communities. And yeah, non-Muslims are also reading this, sure, and they're probably, and inshallah, I hope they're benefiting as well and they're learning too. But I'm thinking about our communities, you know? I'm thinking about what are we struggling with? What are questions that we have? What are, you know, what are things that we don't know about that we should be knowing about, right? Like, you know, alhamdulillah, in my perspective as an editor, I have the benefit of having like a more of a higher view about what's happening in our communities. That's my job. My job is to kind of have my finger on the pulse of what's going on in Muslim American communities, plural, you know? Yeah. And that's always a learning experience. That's why I value our friendship, Layla, because I learned so much from you about communities that I don't know enough about, you know? And friendships with other people and professional relationships I've developed with a variety of people over this past 2 decades, you know? And then I take that in and use that to build the content. And it's really freeing to be able to do that for ourselves, just for ourselves, you know, and that's nice.
Because we need to do it because we have to bust all those stereotypes of the busting stereotypes article.
We need to do it for ourselves so we can
do it for ourselves because we internalize this idea. A lot of us are so happy with this little teeny tiny thing. And like you said, you got to know about communities through me. I got to know about communities through you. Okay. Yeah. And so it's just like we kick butt. We do. And it's just like it's not out there because all I get to see that. But the broader picture is like, no, these are the limited things that they can do. And I think it's purposeful. I think that the media does that on purpose because you said dive deep. They don't want us diving deep.
No.
They don't want us diving deep. They don't want us strong. They don't want to really hear what we have to say. They don't really want to know how incredible we are. They just want that little thing right there, that one little snippet that satisfies them and satisfies their gaze. Okay. And so that's why I think like Haute Hijab blog, Patio's Muslim channel, Sapello Square, Omara Productions, all these fabulous things that Muslims are doing is so important because if all my little girls have to see are the Insta hijabis and the busting stereotypes and everything like that, then I am afraid of their confidence as Muslims.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. And I look at my own daughter as well. And you have multiple daughters. I have one daughter. And like, of course, she's going to gravitate towards seeing what she sees on Instagram. And there's, good things she sees there too. But then I can back that up. I can back that up with the work that I'm doing and the stories that I'm writing. And I steadily feed them to her and be like, hey, did you know about this? Did you know about this? Let's talk about this. And it builds their confidence. It's building confidence, it's building comfort and confidence and strength and power and empowerment and all that stuff for the second and third and fourth and fifth generations coming behind us, and I already see that difference. I don't know about you, Layla, but I already see that difference in the way they carry themselves or the smaller limit of what they'll put up with versus what I'll put up with.
Well, I think there may be some cultural distinction.
Probably. Yeah.
Black Muslim women never played that.
Man, I wish I had your confidence.
Yeah.
I didn't play it. I played it a long time.
Well, in a lot of Black Muslim culture, and I mean, and centering specifically on African American Muslim culture.
Yeah.
I think from a cultural tradition where we don this fairly recently. So, I mean, when you think about the Black Muslim movement in the 1930s, that it hasn't even been 100 years yet,
right?
As opposed to generational from your background. And
sure.
So for many of us, this is an active act, and we come from a tradition of building our own social confidence. So there are definitely dangers in that, okay, not discounting that, but I think the cultural experience is different. And deciding to cover is different. Deciding not to cover, there may be a difference in that too, because there's some young people that have decided not to when their mothers were at the forefront, okay, and daring somebody. Remember when we were in the streets of Manhattan?
Yeah.
And that Muslim woman in full niqab and everything?
Walked past us, yeah.
Okay. And what did I say? I was like, that's a Black Muslim woman.
That's a Black Muslim woman. That's what you said.
Well, there's two things, okay? There's two things. First of all, she said salam alaikum to me. Okay, I really only get that from Black Muslim women for the most part.
Yeah.
And, the way she walked, it's like, I dare somebody. I will cut you.
You want to mess with me?
You don't want to mess with this. I'm walking down this street. Don't interfere with my day, or it's going to mess up yours.
Yeah.
But I think there are very much similarities. Like you said, I have three girls. One is 21. She's a new adult. Okay. Yeah. She's in college, and she has to deal with certain things that every Muslim has to deal with, especially since she's fairer skinned than me. So she's got like that racial ambiguity. Like speaking like you don't know really what she is, type of thing. And so when she covers, she must be an Arab, or she automatically.
Okay. Yeah.
Must be an Arab. And so she has to deal with those things, and also she has to deal with what she sees. So in some instances, yes, I'm not totally discounting what people are doing on Instagram. Like my book model, Zalika Martin. Okay. Yeah. Like I always throw her up in front of my girls, okay, because that's what they want to see. They want to see themselves looking beautiful, okay, and they get to do that. But my problem is that when the broader media takes that, encapsulates it, and packages it a certain way, and then we turn around and accept it. And we turn around and act according to it, you know,
Yeah.
ignoring all the other fabulous stuff that's out there. I mean, when you look at someone like Halima de Vera,
Yeah.
okay, not without my hijab, she got the play and everything like that. Like
Yeah.
she's doing some fabulous things, and she's looking good while she's doing it. So it's just like, but she's also doing these fabulous things. Do you take and like look at this hijabi busting stereotypes about hijab? Like, she probably on a marketing perspective, she'd be down for it because it's like, hey, it's going to get tickets. Thing. Yeah. But she's a coach. She has a master's class in publishing and everything like that. So it's just like, do we allow the mass media to package it down and then we eat that? Okay.
I think it's that point right there, Layla. You know, they're gonna package it down. That's going to continue. I know this from being in the media. I know, you know, how you pitch stories. What are the interesting stories? What are the profiles you want to see? That's going to continue to happen. But the second part about, do we accept that? Do we eat that? What do we do with that? I think, but then again, the work is on us again.
The work is on us. And you know, I'm very FUBU.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm very for us, by us.
Yeah. Yeah.
For us, by us. And so I think that's why, you know, Muslims need to kind of like look at the Muslim media. Okay, right. Muslim literary media. And there's issues with that too, but
there's always growth that needs to happen.
There's always growth that needs to be had. And so I think that we need to kind of take that whole busting stereotype idea and put that on the shelf, along with every time there's a show or a movie about a Muslim, they're in love with a white person and the family doesn't get it. Because I think there's yet another one that came out. It's the same thing.
Been a few.
There's always one that's coming out, and it's just like, oh my God. And then then there's other ones like Easter La Brea that people totally ignore. You know, so it's just like, let's put that on the shelf. Let's start looking at the other great stuff that's out there, and let's start taking responsibility and knowing that if people have stereotypes about you as a Muslim, about you as a Muslimah, about you as a covered Muslimah, about you as a Black Muslim, that's their hang up. It's not your job to bust them. It is your job to make sure that you don't internalize that mess.
That's a good place to stop this, because that's it right there, Layla.
Thank you so much, Dilshad. And remember to check out the Haute Hijab blog. There's always wonderful content that's up there. You get to see the fabulous things that Muslim women are doing and the topics and issues that they're addressing. www.hautehijab.com. And you can always catch me on Instagram. Dilshad, wait a second. What's your Twitter and Instagram?
I am on Twitter and Instagram. I'm at Dilshad Ali.
At Dilshad Ali.
Instagram at all. It's not that exciting.
You gotta get on the gram, girl. You gotta get on the gram.
I can't, Layla.
You have to.
I'm there.
We're gonna have to talk. No, we're gonna have a talk later. We have to talk. We have to have the Instagram talk with you.
Okay.
Okay. So Twitter, Instagram, at Dilshad. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, do check out the blog. Actually, Layla has a really cool article coming out about modern Muslim courtship that I love. This.
Oh yes, sorry, Jay.
That's coming out, and a lot of other interesting pieces. This video will be coming out on the blog, and we had this great video that we shot last week that's just such a fun discussion about marriage from different perspectives. Layla and I and Melanie at Haute Hijab, and Mona, who's our social media specialist, and Noor, who's our community manager. We all sat together, and it was a great time. That's coming out also. So do check it out.
Do I get to call her Mel too?
Call her Mel.
Okay. Sure. Mel. I was like, oh, do I get to call her Mel?
What you do, man? She's chill.
No, check out the Haute Hijab blog. All right. And the great products they have out there. I'm sorry, I'm a big fan of the modal. I love that.
I'm wearing one right now. I am too.
I couldn't iron mine. I was so mad. I didn't have time to iron. I was like, I was shaking it.
Yeah, I wash it and then I let it hang dry, and then I steam it. That's what I do. But
that's what I need to do.
Check out Layla's work. She's all over the place, man. She has books coming out.
Oh, my new book.
already out.
My romance.
Sweet Love, Bitter Fruit. Is that the next one?
Sweet Love, Bitter Fruit. Yep.
Love,
It's
Bitter
up for
Fruit.
pre-order on Amazon.
I know. All right, guys.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.